Limbo Prime did not come alone. He brought with him the Pyrana Prime and the Destreza Prime. Hey guys, hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar and today we're gonna be diving deeper into this Mastery Rank 13 secondary weapon. I have a couple of builds laid out for you guys, something cheap and affordable, something anybody can get into, but of course we also have the quote-unquote endgame setup with a Riven. That being said, please keep in mind that my builds and guides usually take a more new player friendly approach, simply because there's a lot of information here and I want anybody watching this video to understand how the weapon functions and how it should be built. So if you're a veteran of the game, please bear with me. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Pyrana Prime. First off, let's talk about how the weapon handles without any mods equipped, because it has a very special proc. Once you kill 3 enemies in quick succession, an Ethereal Pyrana or Ghost Pyrana Prime will appear in your offhand and the weapon goes akimbo. Please keep in mind that you can't kill any targets with anything, you gotta kill them with the Pyrana Prime. So for example, if you use a Warframe ability to kill your targets, the secondary Pyrana will not appear. So once again, you need to kill it with the actual gun. The buff duration, unfortunately, is only 5 seconds. So 1, 2, and 3. And now I have in my offhand an Ethereal Pyrana Prime. When that happens, for the 5-second duration, you're gonna be getting double the clip size. So for example, if you guys modded for clip size and you don't have 12 anymore and you have 14, then you're gonna get 28. And you're also gonna be getting double the attack speed. So again, if you modded for fire rate, that is gonna get doubled as well. Other than that, the Pyrana Prime is a secondary shotgun and it fires 12 pellets by default. Now I'm gonna take a couple of free shots at the wall just so you can see how the spread looks on this one. Not that great, unfortunately, and you're also kinda gonna notice a trend. The pellets have a tendency to go to the upper right side most of the time, very rarely to the left side. It's not a guaranteed thing, but definitely if you slap on multi-shot, you're gonna see that trend to the upper right side. In any case, let's jump into stats and see precisely what we're dealing with. Like I said, this is a secondary shotgun, mod capacity 60 out of 60, and if your Pyrana Prime only has 30 out of 30, jump into actions and plug in the Orochian Catalyst. This one can be found from alerts, invasions, or if you're lucky, from the daily sortie. My weapon has been formatted a total of 5 times, but this was done mostly for the purpose of testing. For the weapon build, I'm recommending you guys free forma should do it. Accuracy is 6.1. As you saw there by the spread, well, the accuracy isn't all that great, and unfortunately, the fall off is between 18 and 36. Now, this is a great improvement over the original Pyrana, but still, you're gonna have to be pretty close. And the damage drop off is all the way to 72%, so keep that one in mind. Critical chance is actually pretty good at 24%, and the multiplier I would call decent at 2.2. Fire rate is 4.0 because this is an automatic weapon, and the magazine size is 12. When you proc the special proc, it will go to 24 as long as you didn't touch the magazine size. Reload quite quick at 1.6, and that is pretty good because you're gonna be reloading a lot with the Pyrana Prime. Riven disposition 4 out of 5. Now apparently they didn't touch this one. Not a lot of people used to use the Pyrana. Thankfully the Prime is a bit stronger, so the Rivens will be quite nice. Status chance is 12%, and we're gonna come back to this very low status chance because it might as well have been 0%. Damage types, impact, puncture, and a lot of slash. That is a lot of slash. Unfortunately, we only have a 12% status chance, and this is a shotgun. Basically, it kind of works like this, especially for pellet-based weapons. Your status chance gets divided among the pellets that you fire. We fire by default 12 pellets, so therefore, your pellet's chance, a pellet's chance to apply status is roughly 1% per pellet, so there's that to keep in mind. Trying to get this weapon to a true 100% status chance to take advantage of that high slash is simply impossible at the current time. You would need roughly about 890% pure status chance without multi-shot. Keep in mind that multi-shot will trick you on pellet-based weapons. That is not true status chance. What is true status chance is effects such as Jolt, Scorch, Pistol Pestilence, and Frostbite. Effects that give you plus percentage base status chance. In any case, that's enough about that. Let's start slapping on some mods, and Hornet Strike is 220% worth of mandatory, should be present on any of your secondary builds. Next off, let's look towards crit chance and crit damage. As we talked, we can't really play into status because again, this is a shotgun and because of how status chance functions for this weapon. So we're gonna go heavily into crit chance and crit damage. When it comes to crit chance and crit damage, of course, you have a couple of options. If you guys have Prime versions of any of the mods that I recommend, then please use your Prime versions. For the sake of presentation and outlining what the weapon can do, initially we're gonna go without the Prime ones. So Pistol Gambit, 120% crit chance, bumping it up to 52.8%. And of course, a high crit chance is worthless without high multiplier. So Target Cracker, 60% crit damage, bumping up our multiplier to 3.5x. Of course, these are not your only options when it comes to crit chance and crit damage, but again, more on that a bit later. Next, multi-shot. Multi-shot, like on mostly anything, is mandatory. And we're gonna slap on Barrel Diffusion, which will give us 120% multi-shot. Keep in mind that with this amount of multi-shot, even though your status chance was bumped up to 24.5, this is not true status chance. And now you are firing a grand total of 27 pellets. Yes, you have about a 40% chance to fire 27 pellets, and you have a 100% chance of firing 26 pellets. So divide that by 26. In any case, we're also going to be slapping on Lethal Torrent. Now, Lethal Torrent, the fire rate it offers can be a good bit of burst if you're up and personal with a big target. Unfortunately, that extra fire rate means also you're going to be reloading more often. Then again, the reload speed at 1.6 is not really all that bad. In any case, the primary reason we're slapping on Lethal Torrent is that 60% multi-shot. When it comes to secondary weapons, you don't have a lot of sources for multi-shot. Only Barrel Diffusion and Lethal Torrent for the most part, which is why we're going to keep it, at least for now. Next, we should be looking towards amplifying our damage with elemental damage. And elemental damage should always be slapped on depending on where you're going and who you're fighting. Going up against the infested, then heat will be more than enough to deal with them. Up against the corpus, then magnetic will deal extra damage to their shields, or my recommendation would be to build gas. Then again, with the Pyrana Prime, you're not gonna get that many procs. The point to gas versus corpus is because it procs toxin, and it will bypass their shields entirely and deal damage to their health. So considering the Pyrana Prime is not really gonna proc all that much, it's a smarter idea to go with magnetic. In any case, use whatever you desire. Today we're going to be taking the example of the toughest targets in Warframe, and those guys are Grineer. Grineer have two armor types, Alloy and Ferrite armor. Alloy usually is used by their more lighter units, you know, the guys that you mostly one-shot. Yeah, that's them with Alloy. However, Bombards also use Alloy armor, and against Alloy armor what you want to use is radiation damage. Ferrite armor is for more their heavier units, such as heavy gunners for example, and against Ferrite and against Grineer in general, your best bet will be to build corrosive, which is the combination of electricity and toxin. What should we do, the 60-60 or the 90 mods? We already discussed status chance enough, so it's pretty clear that you should be going for the 90 mod. So we're gonna slap on Convulsion together with Pathogen Rounds, which is the Toxin 90% mod. Now we got a lot of Corrosive, 4.1k, which again is a lot for a secondary weapon, and we still have an open mod slot. This is what I like to call your option slot. Now, you can slap in this one pretty much whatever you desire, depending on your own playstyle. You guys want some extra mag clip so you don't have to reload more often, then Ice Storm is gonna get you there. You want some punch through, then definitely go for Seeker. Going through targets will help you keep that proc up, which, to be honest, you don't really get that much uptime out of it unless you go for lower level content, which kind of defeats purpose of a mastery rank 13 secondary weapon. But in any case, here are another two options. Auger Pack will increase all the damage that you do, so we're gonna go up to 5.24k, but my option and what I recommend to you guys is Hydraulic Crosshairs. 135% crit chance while aiming for 9 seconds, and if you don't know where to obtain this one, then you find it from Lua Spy missions, Rotation A, Pavlov is the name of the mission, and check the cards right now for an easy mode way to farm, quick and painless, I promise. In any case, that's gonna be my recommendation to you guys, but again, this is an option slot. You want reload speed, you want mag clip, you want punch through, this is pretty much where you put it in. The reason why I use Hydraulic Crosshairs is that because with a fully maxed out Prime Pistol Gambit, you're gonna reach 101% critical chance. So just with these two mods alone, you have guaranteed crit on all your pellets if you have Prime Pistol Gambit. And yes, it does need for it to be maxed out. The point is, the base critical chance is 24%, and you're gonna need 320% extra crit chance to reach that 100% number, which is why you're gonna need Prime Pistol Gambit maxed out. And yes, it did hurt my soul, probably as it hurt yours as well. In any case, that's gonna be our initial build, so we're gonna get to testing. So level 120 Corrupted Heavy Gunners. Now these guys are tough, they're equipped with Ferrite armor. Let's see what we can do to them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 shots. So we can kill one of these high level targets in a full clip without any Warframe buffs. If you look at the upper right side of the screen, you will see that my buffs are active. And my buffs, of course, I mean the hydraulic crosshairs buff. There are some status effects being applied to the target because again that 30% status chance we have now, or 30 something percent, represents the status chance per shot. That is the chance that at least one of my many pellets will be applying a status chance. And now because of Lethal Torrent I'm firing even more than 27 pellets. You can add another 60% to the initial calculation if you want to know exactly how many pellets you are firing. Now that's pretty good. It's decent, I want to call it. Again, it's nothing, well, it's nothing to write home about in the sense that it's not gonna beat out something like a Euphona Prime, or maybe a Sicaros Prime, or maybe an Axkileto Prime, but it is definitely a powerful weapon. However, I don't want to gush over it just simply because it's new. It's good, but it's not that good. Now, let's switch up to a more souped up setup, my Riven. And I got this one after rolling it 36 times, almost got crazy from Kuva again, but in any case, we got critical damage, multi-shot, and minus zoom. Now this one is pretty good. Currently Piranha Rivens have exploded because now the Piranha is new hot stuff, so there you go. Something like this will cost you, well, the Riven traders will cost you a lot of thousands of plat, but I don't really recommend it. I got mine for 30-50 plat unrolled before it got released as soon as the leaks went live. Other than that, nothing really changed from the build. I did swap in Prime Target Cracker and Prime Pistol Gambit, and this one took the spot of Lethal Torrent. Again, I'm not a fan of that extra fire rate just to bump into the just to bump into the reload speed. Then again, if you don't want the 100% guaranteed crit, you can swap out Hydraulic Crosshairs for Lethal Torrent or for your commodity mod, whatever you guys prefer. Now let's see what kind of differences do we get with a Riven. And again, that one's pretty good. It does help out the Piranha because it doesn't have status chance. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I treat the Piranha Prime, and I recommend you treat it as more of a semi-weapon because it hits really hard. And if you go for full auto, you might be missing some of those shots, which means that ammo economy will go down the drain. But this is full auto with the left click held down. Now that is impressive. That is definitely a whole lot better than before, but it's with a Riven. And the dispo is 4, so I was expecting the Rivens to be quite potent for this one. I think two guys were spawned over each other there because the simulacrum has been a little bit buggy ever since the Umbra update. But there you go. This is performance with a Riven, which in my opinion is quite good. This is definitely a strong secondary weapon. Not gonna take the place of my Skeletos or my Boltos, definitely not, but damn, it sure is fun. The thing about the Piranha Prime is that proc of it. If we were able to keep that proc up longer, or it would be easier to further increase the duration of the proc, then things would change just a little bit. Keep in mind that you are getting a bigger clip size, and that's the primary advantage to that proc, okay? You're getting the double clip size. The fire rate can be a little bit tricky because, as you saw, the Piranha Prime has a little bit of recoil on it. Now this is not definitely ACLEX Prime level of recoil, but still the recoil is pretty strong. Now let's go all out and try to maximize our damage through whatever means we can. I'm gonna switch to my let's test this stuff setup for Mirage, and it has Pistol Lamp. Pistol damage increased by 27%. Of course, if you're up against Grenier, Corrosive Projection would be as well. These are auras, so this benefit will be granted to your entire party, and of course it is stackable. When it comes to arcanes, you have an option of 3. First of all, Arcane Precision is going to be the best one you can get. You farm this one from the 3rd Eidolon down on Cetus. On headshot, 80% chance for plus 120% damage to pistols for 8 seconds, plus the usual 1 Arcane Revive. If you want to buy this one directly, they are free without farming. I think you're looking about something 150 plat. Please check Warframe Market before attempting to purchase and or sell. Second Arcane, you have an option of 2. Either Arcane Awakening, which will give you on reload 40% chance for plus 100 damage to pistols for 16 seconds. So again, another huge chunk of damage, and this one is on reload. You're going to be reloading a lot. And the 40% chance, to be honest with you, is not extremely reliable, but again, we are reloading a lot, and Arcane Awakening does function nicely. It also synergizes very well with Arcane Velocity. On critical hit, 60% chance for 80% fire rate to pistols for 6 seconds. Now this will mean more burst, more reloads, and of course Velocity mixed together with Awakening will synergize very well. This is the setup that I prefer. You guys go for whatever you enjoy more. But I don't really like to go for a lot of fire rate because it usually turns around to bite you in the butt, especially if you miss a couple of shots in everyday gameplay. We're gonna activate Mirage's clones and her for the ability to max out our damage, and of course things have changed now. We are 1 to 2 shotting these high level targets. 1, 2, that's a 1 shot, 2 shots here, 2 shots here, and 2 shots here. So definitely this can be a beast, a big old beast. That's a 1 shot, nice. And I do like the Pyrana Prime. As you can see, I even spawned my Akimbo set there. And if you redo the buff, okay, it doesn't add to the, it doesn't really add to the duration, it simply resets it for the most part. I tried everything I could to get the most out of that buff, but unless you're doing lower level content, which again defeats the purpose of a Mastery Rank 13 secondary weapon, you're not gonna get all that much value out of the quirky, gimmicky proc. In any case, that's gonna do it for this build guide. Hopefully now you know everything you need to about the Pyrana Prime. As always, my name is Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you have any feedback for me or would like to request a specific weapon review, then by all means leave it in the comment section down below. I can't realistically promise you that it will be done by next time, but I will be reading through each and every comment. But until next time guys, bye bye!